Get it together, Marcus. No more excuses for Rashford after letting down Man United with midweek partying. He must stop wasting his talent. The striker cannot afford to go out clubbing and miss training after the dire season he and United have had. He needs to wake up and grow up. Xavi Hernandez famously once revealed that when you hear a footballer is suffering from gastroenteritis, you think there's something else going on. At Manchester United, gastroenteritis has been replaced by the word illness, and in the case of Marcus Rashford missing training this week and not traveling to the FA Cup tie at Newport County, there is definitely something else going on. Rashford may well have been feeling too sick to train on Friday, but we can surmise that he was not suffering from a cold or a sore throat. It was revealed that the England striker had been in Belfast during the week seeing old friend Roshan Williams and had gone nightclubbing. Not once but twice. Rashford had been given a day off on Thursday, and there was no issue with him going out to see Williams after Wednesday's training session, even with him being seen at Laverty's bar in the Belfast city centre. The problem was he was seen at Thompson's Garage nightclub later on Wednesday and then again on Thursday, not leaving until the early hours of Friday morning. He would have got only minimal sleep before returning to Manchester on a private jet at 8 a.m. on Friday. It was hardly ideal preparation for a full training session, and he did not even make it through the doors at Carrington. It is far from his first trespass, and he has given Erik ten Hag yet another disciplinary problem to resolve. Just 2 weeks after finally seeing the back of Jadon Sancho, ten Hag is not the only person Rashford is disrespecting with his juvenile behavior. He is shirking the responsibility that comes with being a senior member of United's squad as well as the club's highest paid player. He is also letting down the fans. But most of all, he is letting himself down. No room to mess around now. Rashford's trip to Belfast is not the first time he has made negative headlines for his lack of discipline. He turned up late for a team meeting before the visit to Wolves last season and was dropped from the starting lineup by Ten Hag.
I don't get it with this Marcus Rashford
However, he was in such good form at the time that the Dutchman could not make a real example of him, and with the score 0-0 at halftime, he turned to Rashford, who went on to win the game.
Here we have a guy who's super talented.
All was forgiven, and Ten Hag lovingly embraced him after the game, when Rashford opened up on the reason for his punishment: oversleeping. This was the season that Rashford scored 30 goals in all competitions, and for a 3-month period he was one of the hottest forwards in the world.
Comes off his best season ever, gets this big new deal, and is clearly just sitting on his laurels. He's clearly just said, you know what, I've got the money, I've got this new contract.
The odd indiscretion could therefore be brushed aside. But this season his form has fallen off a cliff. He has just 4 goals and has slipped out of the starting lineup due to his consistently bad performances, losing his place on the left of the attack to the effervescent Alejandro Garnacho. He has been one of the main culprits in United's miserable season, and the fact they are 8th in the Premier League and finished bottom of their Champions League
gets this
group.
big new deal and is clearly just sitting on his laurels. He's clearly just said, you know what, I've got the money, I've got this new contract. Because it's not just this incident. If you watch his performances this season, doesn't track back, lack of end product, lack of interest, then this is another headache that Ten Hag is going to have to deal with. And this is by far not the first. I mean, there's a list as long as your arm of problematic players that he is having to deal with.